Hello, my name is Gail Archer-Heese. I'm an occupational therapist and I work as a prevention consultant for Safe Work Manitoba. Today I'm going to talk to you about safe pushing and pulling technique and lead you through some exercises to practice. Jill Volk, Injury Prevention Specialist from the Interlake and Eastern Regional Health Authority, will join us to help demonstrate proper pushing and pulling techniques. Pushing and pulling always begins with the power position. You want to place your spine into its 3 protective curves. Place your feet shoulder width apart and 1 step forward. Flex your hips and knees. Engage some high beams. And stabilize your shoulders and arms as much as you can. Now that you're in position, let's try out weight shifting. Place almost all of your weight onto your right foot, and then shift it over to the left foot. Keep your trunk and everything else above your hips firm and secure. Then shift it back to your right foot. You might feel it in your quads. That's okay. That's just your legs taking on the work that your back normally assumes. Now let's try it front to back. Take a step forward to create the straddle position. This increases your base of support. Now place most of your weight onto your back foot, and then slowly shift it onto your front foot, then back to your back foot, back and forth. Now you can apply this weight shift technique into action. Let's begin with pushing. The first thing we want to do is get into the straddle position. Place your hands onto the handles of the cart. Engage some high beams and keep your elbows flexed and close to your sides. To get the load moving, weight shift forward onto your front foot. Once the load is moving, you are good to go. Now, let's look at techniques for safe pulling. To pull, we want to place most of our weight onto the front foot, close to the load. Place your hands onto the handle of the cart. Keep your elbows flexed and close to your sides. To get the load moving, shift the weight now onto your back foot. As before, once the load is moving, you are good to go. It is not always safe to pull loads while walking backwards, especially for long distances. In these cases, we may modify the pull by actually pushing from the front or from the sides. This is especially useful for tall cages. When pushing tall cages that are very heavy or you cannot see over, it is best with 2 people. Make sure the pivoting casters are at the front. To push from the front, face forward and place your hand onto the vertical rail in a neutral position. Keep your elbow at your side. The person pushing from the back should use both hands. Both should weight shift forward to get the load moving. When it comes to turning a cart, bed, stretcher, or cage, most people will stand at one end and twist their trunk to create the turn. This twist places added stress, especially to the low back. Instead, consider that almost all items with 4 wheels has a pivot point in the center. We can use this to our advantage. While pushing a cage forward, step to the side. Push the corner to pivot the cage, pointing it in the direction you want to turn. You may lose a bit of momentum, but the reduction in force is well worth it. Even better is to have 2 people, especially for heavier loads. 1 at each end, pushing in opposite directions. It makes for a very tight and efficient spin. And practice makes perfect. So keep on practicing these techniques until they become a habit that will keep you safer. Thanks for watching.